What's up, everybody? Today is my 35th birthday. Go ahead and drop me a happy birthday down in the comments below. I figured today, since it's my birthday, I'd do a special video, and I decided I'd give you 35 facts about me. Facts that some people may know a lot of these, but I don't believe everybody knows everything. So go ahead and grab your popcorn, grab your drink, kick your feet up, and just enjoy the video. And if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that bell to stay notified. For me, it's God first, simple as that. Because without God in my life, I genuinely don't know where I would be. When I was 17, 18, I was on a fast track to nowhere. I wasn't motivated to do anything, and I didn't care about a lot of things. So me getting involved in the church was the best thing that could have happened for me. So all I can say is God is good and Jesus is real. I am a husband to a beautiful, beautiful wife who I am forever grateful for. One who just continues to uplift me and empower me in so many different ways. And I have so much favor and I am so blessed because of her. And when I think of her, I think of the old fabulous song that says, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. And she genuinely just makes me better. Like, she makes me better and she makes me want to do better. And she's just such an amazing woman, such a great mother, such a wonderful person with such a genuine heart. She's beautiful on the inside and out. And again, I am just forever grateful for her. I'm a father to a beautiful, beautiful little girl who is turning 1 in just a couple of weeks. Her birthday is exactly 2 weeks after mine. And she is just so special. Oh my gosh, she is so playful, just like me. She has a great big bright smile. She is just a wonderful little baby with such a big personality, and I'm just so grateful to have her. It is such a humbling experience to have a little baby who is just so amazing. And I often look at my daughter and I look at my wife and I'm just like, God, you blessed me with these women. You blessed me with 2 wonderful blessings, and I couldn't be more grateful. You know, it's like, how did I end up with such an amazing wife? How did I end up with such an amazing daughter? And I just have to stop and take a second and just thank God, because it's God, it's all you. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the both of them. Alexandria, Virginia, born and raised. Richmond Highway is where I spent most of my days. Well, that's mostly true. Not fully true, but mostly true. I was actually born in DC. Technically, I was born in a DC hospital, but I did live most of my life in Richmond Highway. I never actually lived in DC. So I was born DC, raised on Richmond Highway, lived most of my life in Richmond Highway, and I would not trade any of it for the world. Richmond Highway is what groomed me into the man that I am today. It's what helped shape me and mold me into the man that I am. It's where I first started going to church. It's where I went to the Bible study where I first met my wife, and I would change nothing about where I grew up and the things that I went through in life. Some of it wasn't the greatest, some of it I could have done without, but I would not have traded anything because it was all worth it. It all made me who I am today. I used to always say that I was an extroverted introvert. I like to go out and have fun with my friends, but at the same time, I just like to be home and chill. I like to be around large crowds, but I also like to be home by myself and just do nothing. And I've actually found out that the correct term for that is ambivert. So ambivert is somebody who has extroverted and introverted tendencies or likenesses, and that describes me perfectly. I absolutely cannot, under any circumstances, sing. No matter how hard I try, no matter how much I'd love to, I can't sing at all. I mean, there are times when I'm sick, and when I first wake up, I have a mean Barry White, like I can hit the Barry White perfectly, but outside of that, I can't sing. I can harmonize, but I can't sing. And it's something that I legit used to pray for, like, God, give me the voice to sing. But then when I've heard the testimony of other people of how they legit went through something tragic or something really hard in order to obtain that voice to sing, I stopped praying that prayer. I'd love to sing, but I don't want it that much. I am not a morning person at all whatsoever. I'm the type of person who would rather stay up to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and then sleep in until 10, 11, 12. I've never, ever been a morning person. No matter how much I try to go to sleep earlier, no matter how much I try to wake up early, I am not a morning person. I wake up, I'm better now, but I used to wake up really grouchy, and there were points in life when I would hang out with my friends. They would try to wake me up early and I would just wake up cussing them out. And I'm not a morning person. I'd rather sleep in, I'd rather stay comfortably in my bed, which now is hard because my wife is the total opposite. Whereas I like to stay up late and sleep in, she likes to go to bed early and get up early. And she just wakes up super bubbly with all this energy. And I'm not like that. I wake up and I'm just like, and she wakes up and she's like, hi, honey. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, not oh my gosh in a sense like she's annoying me, but oh my gosh in a sense it's like, where is she getting all this energy from? I don't have it. No matter how hard I try, I don't have that energy, and she has all of it. And our daughter, she has that same morning energy, and I'm outnumbered 2 to 1. And it's just like, Lord, what are you doing? What are you trying to do to me? What are you trying to prepare me for? Because 35 years and I still do not like mornings. I used to have long hair. I went through the whole braid afro phase, then went to the dread. I shouldn't say dreads because my loctician would be upset with me. I went through the whole lock stage, and I had hair for a total of 12 years, braids for 5.5, and then locks for 6.5. And I love my hair. It was actually easy for me to get rid of it. I loved my hair for a long time, and I often toyed with the idea of cutting my hair, but then I would always go back on it. But then when I was really ready to cut my hair, I had peace about it. Sometimes I still wish that I didn't cut my hair just so I could see how long it would be now, because it'd be 9 years this year when I cut my hair. So I can only imagine how long my hair would be now if I never cut it. So I actually don't have any tattoos at all. And the main reason for that is I never wanted to put ink on my body if it didn't have any meaning to it, if it didn't have any meaning to me. I know people get tattoos for various reasons, but I've seen a lot of people who got tattoos and tattoos just didn't really mean anything. And for me, it always had to have a significant meaning. And there was a point in time where I did have a couple of ideas in mind. One of the ideas that I really wanted was I wanted to have a lion, but the mane would have been dreads. And it's something that I was really passionate about. But at the same time, I never seriously ever wanted a tattoo. It would have been dope, but yeah, I don't have any. I have never smoked. Not weed, not cigarettes, not Black and Milds, never done any type of drugs, never popped any type of pills, never popped pills outside of medical reasons. But I was never interested into drugs, never interested in smoking. And I was never peer pressured into doing it either. The people I grew up with were real cool, they were real legit. They knew that I didn't smoke, they knew that I wasn't into it. So much to the point where if I said, hey, pass that to me, then they would just look at me like I was crazy, because they knew that I wasn't into it and they wouldn't have forced me to do it either. I used to cuss a lot, like a lot. I cussed a lot unnecessarily for really no reason at all. I was very good in the sense that I never cussed around my parents. I never cussed at my parents. I never cussed to my parents, because I had that respect for them. But just the amount that I did cuss, anybody who knew me during that time could tell you that I did it a lot. But I don't cuss now. Maybe I'll tell that story one day for why I don't cuss, or not for why I don't cuss, but for how I stopped cussing. But yeah, I don't cuss anymore, but I used to cuss a lot. A lot of people who know me now say they can't see it, which is good. But yeah, man, it used to be real bad. My mouth was real bad. I absolutely love music. Like I love music. I love good music. And I get that from my parents because my parents growing up used to listen to a lot of Babyface and TLC and Barry White, amongst many other artists. And it had me growing up just feeling a vibe, listening to good music. And I grew up making mixtapes with cassette tapes and then mixed CDs and playlists. And I've made playlists for numerous weddings. I actually have a wedding now that I have to make a playlist for. And I love music so much that I just enjoy doing it. My wife says I'll make a playlist just to go to Target, which isn't entirely true, but it's not entirely a lie either. If I want to make a playlist just to go to Target, I'll do it. Like for events, I'll make a new playlist every time for each event, just because I feel like I need something fresh. I need something different for each event. And again, it's just something I love. And because I feel music, like I really have to feel the vibe. Like I can't just throw a bunch of songs on a playlist. I have to legit feel like, okay, does this go with this? Like, how does this fit in with this song? And what order do I want to put it in? And which isn't, totally doesn't mean too much now, because now you can just hit shuffle. But I still love to orchestrate how I want my music to go on a playlist. And again, it's just, I love feeling the vibes of music. Music is just so amazing to me. And there are so many talented artists out there who create so many different types of music. And I genuinely I love it all. There isn't too much music that I can't vibe to, that I can't listen to. And going along with that, I love to dance. I absolutely love to dance. And I get that from my parents as well, because they love to dance. And my family is huge into dancing. At every family function, there's always some good music and there's always dancing. I can remember back to the 90s at our family reunions, back when the electric slide was the only line dance, first getting introduced into line dancing. And now I'm something like a line dance king. I'm not saying that I'm the best line dancer there is, but I'm saying that if there's a line dance out there that I don't know, I can hop in and I can learn it within a few minutes. I absolutely love to line dance. Teach Me How to Wobble is definitely my favorite line dance, but I mean, Teach Me How to Wobble, the Get Up, electric slide, Detroit Hustle, biker shuffle, booty call, whatever. Like, I love to line dance. I can do it all. I enjoy it. And if I don't know it, then I'll learn it. I've even done country line dancing, which was fun to me. My wife and I were down in Nashville and we went to a place, or she actually took me to a place where they had country line dancing, and I got right in there and had my hands on my hips and was in there just getting it with the country line dancing, and it was so much fun. I love to dance so much that I will probably embarrass anybody when we're out in public, because if I hear good music, if I hear a good vibe, I'm gonna start dancing, and that's just how I am. And I get that from my mom now that I think about it, because I remember there was one year at the Cherry Blossom Parade where you got the parade going on and everybody's coming down the street in the middle of the parade, and this woman is out there in the middle of the street just dancing. I'm like, Mom, you can't do that because there's a parade going on. But anyway, that's where I get that from. I get that from her, just feeling that vibe, feeling that dancing, and just enjoying good music and enjoying being able to dance anywhere. I get that from my family. So I grew up in the crunk era music. You had Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, you had Lil Scrappy, you had Trillville, and they all had hit songs. But that one group that had that one song was Crime Mob, and that song, Nuck If You Buck. When that beat hit, that dun, 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 you hear that Nuck If You Buck, boy. Yo, when that beat hit, everybody at the parties, everybody at the clubs went crazy. And at parties, I was pretty much chill. I'm not gonna say I didn't dance, because I definitely got it in. But when Nuck If You Buck came on, I was one of those people who was right there in the middle, just pushing everybody. I ain't care who it was, I was pushing everybody. And then let the chorus start. Yeah, cause I'm that gat, toting, pistol holding on your street, stumping, jumping, bumping, and we crunk off in this thing. Yo, I was in there. I was pushing people. I was shoving people. I was throwing the bows. I was just going real crazy. And it was a good time. It was a good time back then. I definitely don't have the energy to do any of that stuff now, but it was great back then. It's fun to look back on. And yeah, I was one of those people who probably shouldn't have been in nobody's party, because I was one of the ones who was getting that thing riled up. So I have what can be considered an uncontrollable smile. I simply can't control it. There are times when I probably should not be smiling, but yet there's a smile that comes across my face anyway. There are times when my wife and I are having spicy, heated discussions or arguments, and just out of nowhere, I can just feel it on my face, and it's like, and I just have to stop and apologize. She's like, "What's so funny? Why are you smiling?" I'm like, I can't control it. So it's always been like that, even since I was young. I don't know why, but my smile is just uncontrollable. I've smiled at some of the worst things, and I didn't mean to. And I'm sorry if I've done that to you. It's really just uncontrollable, but I hope you didn't take offense. So my favorite color is red. As far back as I can remember, to being a little kid, I can remember even coloring different things in red. And when I was in high school, I used to wear red so much that people actually thought that I was a blood. I could wear red 5 days a week, and it didn't bother me at all. And there's actually one time where I actually got stopped by a van full of Crips, and that's actually a funny story where I might share that one day, but that's not what this video is about. But my favorite color is red. I still love red to this day. I don't wear it daily, but it's just the best color ever. So apparently I've been told that I have a very smart and sarcastic mouth. It's one thing that I've worked hard on, and I am not as smart and I'm not as sarcastic as I used to be, but apparently I'm still very smart and very sarcastic. I always have to be mindful of my audience, because growing up, it was to the point where I would speak before I thought. But now in most cases, in most cases, I think before I speak, which is a great thing, because I could just blurt out anything and it would come out so sarcastic or so smart. And I could just look at people and just know that they were offended sometimes, or just look at people and know that they weren't happy. But again, it was how I was. And I remember one time my mom said to me, she's like, "You're such a smart ass." And I'm just like, "Well, would you rather me be a smart one or a dumb one?" And in that moment she laughed, but it's like, there I go again, being smart. And it's just, it wasn't good. It's not good now. But again, I'm much more tame and much more mild compared to what I used to be. And the Lord is still working on me. That's not an excuse to be like that, but He's still working on me, very much so. So one thing I've been accused of by pretty much everybody is that I talk low. To me, I always sound like I'm loud. I feel like I'm loud enough for whoever needs to hear me, but apparently I talk low. I've been told this by my wife. I've been told this by people at work. People often ask me to repeat whatever it is that I said the first time, or the second time, or the third time, but I talk low. If you feel that I talk low, then just write down in the comments, "talk low." I don't think so, but again, it can't be that many people who are wrong, right? For me, there's only one way to ride in the car, and that is windows down, music blasting. I love to feel the wind on my face, that breeze on my face, but I also have to have the music blasting because I just enjoy the thump. I enjoy the bass in the car, and I love to make an entrance wherever I'm going. I love to be heard, and I don't know why, but Again, I love to hear the bass in the car, and I want you to hear the bass in the car too. And it is what it is. I am super picky when it comes to food. I don't like a lot of foods. I am super Americanized and outside of your typical burgers and steaks and fish and chicken. I mean, I like Mexican food. I like certain Italian, more so just pasta. But I don't really like Chinese food. I don't like other cultural food, and just my taste buds just aren't for it. The only time I can really eat Chinese or Japanese food is when it's cooked like right there in front of you at one of those fancy restaurants, or I can't even really say fancy because not all of them are fancy, but my taste buds just aren't for it. I try to eat a lot of things and I can't. I don't like watermelon. I don't like scrambled eggs. There's a lot of things that I don't like that people love, and I'm just like, okay, just not for me. But hey, to each its own. One thing that I'm not into that a lot of people are into is politics. Honestly, I don't care for it at all. And part of the reasons why I don't like politics, part of the reason why I'm not into politics at all is just for the simple fact that I hate that whenever it's time for a debate, it seems like you have a candidate who is taking more time to bash their opponent than they are actually delivering whatever their address is, delivering whatever their speech is, or whenever you hear a campaign message as a commercial, all you hear is them talking about what the other person is doing wrong or what the other person didn't deliver on, versus taking the time to actually say, hey, this is what I want to do, or this is what my plan is. And for me, it's just like, it sounds very childish, very high schoolish, and it's just not for me. So I'm not into politics for that very reason. I have truly mastered, and when I say mastered, I mean mastered, the art of being annoying. It sounds bad, but I love to be annoying in the sense where I love to pick with people. I love to just have fun and play with people and just get on their nerves. My mom tells me all the time that I am annoying and that I rubbed off on my siblings and that's where they get their annoyingness from. And she's not wrong. It's just, I like to see people have a good time. I like to see people laughing and smiling. And if me being annoying is how they laugh and they smile and they joke or have a good time, then so be it. I'm very good at it and I do not apologize for being annoying. Sometimes I need to scale it back, but again, it's a part of me. It's just who I am. I only pick with people who I know can take it. I only pick with people who I have a good time around. And again, it's just who I am. It's just how I am. And I probably need to tone it back some though, because I don't want my daughter to be annoying. She's not going to be annoying because I'm going to love her. I'll always love her no matter what. But I don't think anybody could ever be as bad as how annoying I know how to be. So I truly love surprises. I love to be surprised with my birthday. I love to be surprised with gifts. I love surprises. I think that I've had at least 5, if not more, surprise birthday parties over the years, and I loved every one of them. I think part of the aspect of loving surprises is just also the aspect of me trying to figure out what's going on and trying to figure out different things without actually figuring out everything. Because I don't want to figure out what the ultimate surprise is, but I'm very observant. So I notice when things are different. So I pay attention to different things. But again, I love being surprised. I love the joy that surprises bring to me. And surprises are fun to me. if you haven't been able to tell by now, I am very obnoxious about my birthday. I love celebrating my birthday. And it's really just because, I mean, tomorrow isn't promised. And, you know, you never know what can happen in life. So why not celebrate the day of your birth as a special day? Whenever my birthday comes around, I always make sure to take my birthday off. I always want to spend it with friends and family. And I always make a big deal about my birthday. I'm one of those people who, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I used to send a text message to my mom and to my siblings and say, my birthday is exactly 6 months from today. My birthday is exactly 3 months from today. Or my birthday's 364 days away. Like, I was that bad of a person, or not that bad of a person, but that obnoxious about my birthday. When I was 29, I legit had started the planning process for my surprise 30th birthday party. And how is it a surprise if I'm planning it? I don't know, but I was the one who started the process for planning my surprise 30th birthday party. And I didn't ultimately get the party that I initially planned because I ended up getting married around the time or near my 30th birthday, but I was still surprised with the 30th birthday party and it was amazing. But again, I'm obnoxious about my birthday. I love to celebrate my birthday because, again, life isn't promised. I know too many people who didn't make it to where I am at my age, and I am just forever grateful for every day, for every year that I'm able to celebrate another year of life. I am very big on family. I love being around family. I love spending time with family. I enjoy the presence of family. I grew up with a big family. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I am the oldest of 4 and the third of 6. I'll let y'all figure that one out. But yeah, I love being around family. I come from 2 amazing parents. And again, I have siblings who were just great. And we had a great childhood coming up. And great cousins, great aunts, great uncles. We spent so much time together, especially around the holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas, us always coming together and spending time together. And family is just super important to me. It's one of the foundations of who I am, and it's just super critical. Of course, it's hard to do a lot of things now with everything going on with the pandemic, but family is still super important, and just something that I look forward to creating with my wife is our own family. I am super competitive, whether it's playing sports, whether it's playing cards, whether it's video games, it does not matter what it is. I am super competitive. I like to be competitive with friends. I like to be competitive with family. I even like to be competitive with my nieces and nephews. I've been told that I am too hard on them sometimes because I don't let them win, but you know, that's just a whole part of the game. It's just playing the game, and you win some, you lose some, and I don't necessarily let them win. So I'm a real sporty, active person. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a sport, I love to do it. I love basketball, kickball, dodgeball, capture the flag, whatever. It doesn't matter. I love it all. And I think it's because of how I was raised. My mom put us into a lot of sports. I played t-ball, I did swimming, I did karate, I played basketball, and then going to summer camps and just playing all the different sports there. Even to this day, like I love to just get out there and play basketball. I love to get out and play a game of flag football whenever it permits. Sports is just something I love, and even watching sports. I'm a huge basketball fan. I actually love the Olympics, which would probably be my second favorite sporty thing to watch. I love watching the swimming competitions. I love watching the track and field. I actually love the skiing competitions and the ice skating. I love watching sporty things. I love being active myself, and it's just, yeah, that's me. I am a huge WWE fan. I've been a WWE fan since the 90s, since like the mid to late 90s. I remember going to my first wrestling show and seeing Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker versus Mankind, and Goldust in a cage match. And ever since then, I've been hooked. And I'm actually super excited about WrestleMania this weekend, which is like their big event. This weekend, if I'm not mistaken, is actually the first time that they've ever had not just two women, but two black women who were considered elite, who are actually fighting for the women's title. And I'm just super excited because they're also just two of my favorite wrestlers. And I'm looking forward to it. But WWE as a whole, I'm a huge fan of. It's funny because three of my favorite wrestlers, or the three wrestlers that I grew up loving, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and Sting, I just recently found out that they're all Christians, which is kind of a cool coincidence. But yeah, I love WWE. For me, it's like a man's soap opera. Yes, it's scripted, but what they do, they get hurt for real. So, but I enjoy the show. I watch it every week, and I enjoy watching it unashamedly. So I actually used to be a youth pastor as well as a Sunday school teacher, and I actually enjoy teaching. I enjoy teaching, like, not just the word, but I just enjoy teaching people in general. Like, I love being able to pull people to the side or pull younger kids to the side and just teach them some game, give them some life lessons. And I also love to preach. I love to preach God's word, and it's something I haven't done in a few years now, but it's something that I did. The youth pastor part, I did that for about 2.5 years, but just preaching in general, I did it for about 7 years. And it's something that I do miss, because I feel like, preaching God's word as well as teaching is a big part of who I am. And again, I miss it. I wish I could do it more, but we'll see what God has in store for the future. I'm super optimistic. I always try to look at things with a positive outlet, which for me translates into faith, because I feel like with faith, I have to be optimistic. I have to look at the best possible outcome. I have to be positive in everything. And for me, I'd rather be positive than be negative, in the sense where I'd rather be positive and be wrong than be negative and be right. You know what I mean? Like, I choose to look at things in such a way that even if I'm wrong with my optimism, I still have joy, because God is still good at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if I was wrong or not. God never changes. My circumstance, that changes, but God never does. So let me always be hopeful. Let me always be optimistic. Let me always just carry that same joy. And I believe that your attitude can change and have a real effect on the people around you. So why be negative? I love being optimistic. So I'm somebody who's definitely very protective. I used to be overprotective, but protective for sure. I always just wanted to make sure that myself, my loved ones, those I cared about, were always protected, that they were always good, that no harm came to them. Every fight or every altercation I got into growing up was to protect myself, my name, or those that I care about, protect my siblings. I never wanted anything bad to happen to them. And sometimes, I'm sure I was overbearing for them growing up, but at the end of the day, I never wanted anything bad to happen to them. And they knew that I always had their back no matter what. And even now, I'm still very protective, but I'm protective of my mind. I'm protective of my spirit. I'm protective of my family. But I take those things to God. I take that to God with everything. And, I'm too old to try to solve issues with my fists and try to get over on somebody with my words. Like, that's too much time and too much energy. So I'm still very protective, but how I protect is much different. I protect with God and through God versus with words and through fists. This is an unfortunate story that just so happens to be true. But once upon a time, I accidentally blocked a kid's eyes with a water balloon. It's as bad as it sounds, but it wasn't all my fault. We were having a huge water balloon fight, and I threw a water balloon at this girl and she ducked. And when she ducked, there was a boy on the other side of her, and the water balloon hit him right between the eyes and blacked both of his eyes. And I was super apologetic. The girl wasn't. I'm not going to say nobody's name, Charlene, but she was not apologetic at all. In fact, she went up to him afterwards and she said to him, just like this, "There are casualties in every war." And I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me like I'm the one that did it and he's mad at me, but you walk up to him and tell him there are casualties in every war and that's okay? But anyway, yes, that happened. I'm sorry, my bad. I think he's actually still upset with me about that. He's cool now, but he was still upset with me. And yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Okay, so let's talk about zodiac signs. I do know that because of when my birthday falls, that people would say, oh, you're an Aries. I personally don't care about zodiac signs. I'm not into zodiac signs, never really have been in zodiac signs. If you read to me the traits, yes, I could see that I might have some of those traits of the Aries zodiac sign. But again, I'm not into that. It's not something I'm into. And I refuse to be boxed into, oh, you're like this because you're an Aries. Like, no, like I'm much more than that. I refuse to be boxed into a specific zodiac sign. For me, life is much greater. It's much bigger than that. And again, I'm just not into it. So when people say to me, oh, you're an Aries or what's your sign? I just like, I don't really say much because again, I'm not into it. If you're into it, then that's cool. But for me, it does nothing for me. It does absolutely nothing for me. So one thing about me that people tend to be surprised about for whatever reason is the fact that I'm a lefty. Every time or anytime somebody finds out that I'm a lefty, they say, oh, you're left-handed, Jay? Or, oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that. I'm just like, yeah, it's just normal to me. But for some reason, it's a big deal to other people. So yes, I am a lefty. Okay, last but not least, Jay is very much my real name. I hate when people ask me, what's your real name? Jay is my real name. It's not my government name, but it is my real name. As long as I can remember, I've always been called Jay. Now, it's my nickname, but it's still a real name. I've always gone by Jay and people have given me nicknames. I've gone by JJ, Jaybird, J Mellow, J Red. Apparently now I'm Vlog J. It's Jay something. Everybody gives me something with the name Jay. However, my government name is John. And part of the reason why I don't like going by John is because people for some reason have to act weird when I tell them that my name is John. Similar to how when I said it's such a surprise when I say I'm left-handed, people do the same thing with my name John. They say, oh, your name is John? What's up, Jahan? Or hi, John? Like, why the extra emphasis on my name? Like, nah, just call me Jay. So when people call me John, oftentimes I don't respond because I know that they're just trying to be funny with how they say my name or when they say my name. And I don't try to be funny when I say your name. So just call me Jay. If you feel like you have to be funny when you say my name, just call me Jay. Otherwise, you will probably be ignored. And I'm okay with that because again, if I introduce myself as Jay, then call me Jay. Don't be funny. Don't try to be funny. I don't like when people mess up my name. I actually got picked on in elementary school because people used to love to sing the song John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, and I absolutely hated that song, which is probably part of the reason why I don't like being called John now. Because again, people try to be funny. People like to be funny when saying my name. And again, I don't see what's funny about it. I don't make fun of your name. Leave my name alone. That's it, everybody. Thank you again for supporting this video. Thank you for sitting with me on my birthday. If you haven't already, just drop me a happy birthday in the comments. Also, if you haven't liked this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell to stay notified. 35 is going to be an amazing year. I know it. I can feel it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all that life has to offer. God is good Jesus is real, and we have so much more in store. Also, just let me know what your favorite thing was that I talked about in this video, or if there's another video that you would like me to do because you feel like you just need more based on what I talked about tonight, then let me know in the comments below as well. So peace out, God bless, and have a great rest of the week.